Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Here in Mullins. Boy, I tell you what, it is a beautiful day to be in Mullins or anywhere else. I woke up this morning, it's 47 degrees. I went in, I turned the gas logs on, and I sat there all cozy, and then I realized I had to get up and make a move to earn a living, but it is beautiful weather, and it's fall is absolutely officially yesterday, but fall is in the air.
Yes, it is.
And Michelle, well, we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
It's great to be with you.
Good to be with you. Elbows.
And we also have Miss Rhonda Bain, who is the curator for the South Carolina Tobacco Museum. And boy, if you haven't seen that lately, you need to make a beeline down and look at it. It is, we got it going on. And I understand, well, we'll talk about it in a minute, but
just a little teaser.
We got some people coming to do a pretty big story on it.
Absolutely. Yes.
Right. And of course, we got Captain Phil Mostowski with the Mullins Police Department, and it's great to have you with us. And you're going to give us an update on all things COVID and all things criminal.
Yes, sir.
So
it's going well.
And don't let me leave your segment without us talking about blue lights on the porch. Okay. So. Well, welcome everybody again. As I said, I think we got a lot to talk about today, but before we get going and spend too much time, I think we have to sell some commercials. So we'll be right back with you after these messages.
You are the heart of our community. You work hard every day, but sometimes money gets tight.
You still have dreams and may need a personal loan to help make them come true.
Anderson Brothers Bank, where we're locally owned and care more about you than your credit score.
We understand your dreams are unique and want to help you find the best way to realize them.
The loan process at Anderson Brothers Bank is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Anderson Brothers Bank. We know behind every personal loan is a person.
Well, Michelle, we've got some pretty good news going on in town on the economic development front.
Yes, very exciting news.
And I think that we need to just jump right in and share some of the good news with the folks. For years now, we've heard people say, what are you going to do with that old Belt building? What are you going to do with all the rundown warehouses in Mullins? Well, today we have a partial answer for a lot of that, and it's great news for us, and great news for the citizens, and great news for the taxpayers. We've got a new company coming to Mullins, and they're new to us, but they've been here before, and they're contractors. It's called Rivers Plumbing and Electric, and I think they're headquartered out of Florence, and they do contractual work statewide. In fact, they did some work right here on the City of Mullins property when we were remodeling and rebuilding City Hall. So I've spoken to the president. He has got big plans. They're going to take the old Supreme Lighting building and they're going to repurpose it. They're going to remodel it. They're already doing great things with it. And I understand they may even have a few apartments in there for some of their people, and they're going to be manufacturing some of the tools of their trade. They're going to be manufacturing conduit, specialty products, and duct work for their air conditioning and their air handling capabilities. But they know all about tax credits. They know all about repurposing buildings. And I think the most exciting part of this news is they saw something in the Belt building that they liked, and they are going to, they have bought the Belt building, and they're going to remodel it. They're going to turn it into to classrooms, and I hope and I hear that maybe it will be in conjunction with Florence Darlington Tech, but also I think their plans are to have some retail space in it as well. What a great move that is, because that Belt building is such a part of our history, and but it, as we all know, was such an eyesore. And but not only are we going to bring more jobs here, we're going to repurpose the buildings. We're going to remodel them. We're going to use them, and we're going to increase our tax roll. They will be paying taxes instead of just the vacant buildings, and that's a plus for all of us. We also had SEPACO last night. President SEPACO came and met with City Council, and they have announced and are moving ahead to build quite a nice addition to their facility, in addition to perhaps a few more jobs, but maybe all of this will lead to expansion at a later date. But they are going to be building an area for their employees. Their focus is on their associates, and they're going to be building a very nice break area, an outside break area, and some additional space for the federal workers that are stationed there. We have federal soldiers with the Army Department of Defense that are stationed there as a permanent duty station. So a lot of great news there, and the city will be working very closely with SEPACO, and hopefully by April or May we will be able to cut the ribbon and look at their new venture. And folks, SEPACO's been in Mullins now since '65. They've been here 55 years.
A staple of our community.
Absolutely, and they are so quiet and unassuming in what they do.
Exactly.
But we almost forget they're on our radar screen.
And they are doing great things, behind the scenes. And just like you were saying, a lot of that is for their employees. But when you have happy employees, then you have people coming to Mullins to work, which is what we need.
Exactly.
So, and that, and then all this new things downtown, that'll bring even more people to the downtown area for our local merchants. They'll be eating here for lunch or shopping right after they get off. So all of that is great for this area.
Exactly. And there's some other things on the economic development front, but sometimes you may know it, but you can't say it because there's confidentiality issues involved. But it's just a little tease, and I tell you, our economic development team over in Marion is working really hard to try to make things happen. And we do have an expansion over in Nichols, which may not be beneficial to Mullins per se, but it's beneficial to our tax rolls in Marion County. And DMA has bought the old Pilliard building, 370-some thousand square feet of space, and they're going to open that up very soon and start producing over there. So all of this adds jobs, it adds dollars to the tax rolls, and it's forward movement for our county. And we have to share with the other towns. We can't be so greedy that we want it all, but
Well, just like DMA, they, and the old Fabric Resources now, if they've outgrown that and are expanding, I mean, what's to come? I mean, we're all in it together, so good for Nichols.
absolutely. And they deserve it.
Yes.
They've been through some rough patches. I guess there's no secret by now, the Golden Leaf Festival that usually takes place the last weekend in September. Has been canceled out of an overabundance of caution, and we regret it, but it's the right thing to do at the right time, and hopefully it will be bigger and better next year. So just if you haven't heard, that's an official word from the city. No Golden Leaf Festival this year. All the components of it, including the barbecue cook-off, have been canceled. As far as the balance of the year, we're working on things. We know that people need to get out, they need to get involved again, but we have to be extra cautious right now with the pandemic. But we are planning some things. Hopefully for Christmas, you'll hear more about it as it develops. So, what else? That's pretty well covered it.
I think that's covered. The current news.
Current. Oh, and I have to give a shout out to Anderson Brothers Bank, because we had a really bad water situation behind City Hall, and it was a pretty bad drainage problem, And the next thing I know, Anderson Brothers Bank had jumped in there and brought a team in to help remedy that situation. And what can you say about them? They're the best.
Yes, they are.
They're the best. So I think right now we've got just, I'm getting that fickle finger, right? So it's time to take another break. And folks, we'll be right back after this break with Captain Philip Mostowski with the Mullins Police Department. Stay tuned.
You are the heart of our community.
You work hard every day, but sometimes money gets tight.
You still have dreams and may need a personal loan to help make them come true.
Anderson Brothers Bank, where we're locally owned and care more about you than your credit score.
We understand your dreams are unique and want to help you find the best way to realize them.
The loan process at Anderson Brothers Bank is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Anderson Brothers Bank. We know behind every personal loan is a person.
And we're back. Well, we're very fortunate to have Captain Philip Mostowski with the Mullins Police Department. He's our go-to guy and pretty knowledgeable about law enforcement, but he's who, when I need information, I certainly pick up the phone freely and call him. And what you got that you want to talk about today?
Biggest thing, we've been continuing working with the community. We've met with different community activists within the community itself, and just opening up those lines of communication and moving forward, and just being real transparent with the community, making sure they understand what we need to do and to make sure we meet their expectations, and but they also understand that we have a job to do and continue to do. That way we can keep the community safe. But other than that, things have been going well. The heat has definitely gone down, so that's helped our officers. With the new budget, we're also looking to replace some of our older fleet and get some new vehicles out there. So all moving along, and everything's, like I said, been working well, and we got some new employees. Two will be starting the academy this Sunday.
Right.
Then we have two in the first part of the academy, which is done locally. So Conway PD is helping out with that. So those two guys are down there in service doing training with them. So
That's awesome.
Yeah. As it relates to the police officers in this country, my heart breaks for so many of the things that I have seen, and hardly a day goes by now that you don't see something horrendous where somebody has just complete disregard for the lives, not only of the citizens, but especially of those who are sworn to serve and defend and protect. And there is a community that I saw over the weekend that got together, and they all decided to go to buy blue lights and put on their front porches. And it struck me as how simple that message could be, that we as citizens could just do something as simple as installing a blue porch light to let people know, to let the police know when they come through your neighborhood, hey, we're behind you. And so I took to social media and put it out there that I encourage people to do just that. And got a lot of positive comments, and even to the point that I went to a business and told them that you might want to order some blue lights, because I believe you go get some calls. But I did something even more simple. I took the lights I had on my porch and I spray painted them blue. It works well. It works. But I'd just like to encourage those of you who may be watching this segment to realize what a job that our police officers do. And no, they're not all perfect, but nor are we. I think I would say that the great majority of police officers are kind and caring individuals, and we see incidences of their kindness and their caring ways every day, but we don't see near as much of it as we could see because I think social media doesn't want us to see it, and that's all I'll say about that. But I still say and have said many times at 3:30 in the morning, somebody kicks in the front door of your home, who you going to call? You're not going to call your local friendly psychologist to come try to talk to them. You're going to call the police department. And I just hope and pray that you have police officers always to be able to answer that call. So, Captain Stowski, I think all three of us would say to you, thank you for the job that you do. And you make sure you pass that message on to your line officers.
We greatly appreciate it. We know we've always had your support, and we do appreciate that, and that is definitely always passed along.
Yep.
And like I said, we're here for the community. We want the best for the community, and we'll always do our job and make sure that keep people safe and keep the property safe. So.
Thank you. Elections are coming up on November the 3rd. That's all I'm going to say about it other than this. Originally, you could start absentee ballots on the 4th of October. It has now been moved back. You can start absentee voting on the 28th. Only thing I will say in addition to that is vote your conscience. Don't care who it is, just vote. You don't have a right to complain if you don't go exercise your right to vote. Rhonda? The South Carolina Tobacco Museum.
Yes, sir. We are, of course, still open. We're actually starting to see an uptick in visitors, so I'm very grateful for that. And we have a wonderful surprise that we just found out about yesterday afternoon. Monday, WBTW will be coming to film the museum for a segment on their news show. So I cannot think of anything but that and how bad it's what I'm going to say for 2 hours. But that's okay. We're really enjoying the publicity and all the good things that are coming. We have a couple new exhibits if you would want to come by and check it out, and a couple new things that
you just added a little television screen on your seating.
We did. We had in our video archives, we have this really wonderful video, and it actually breaks down all the different parts of tobacco. And the first part is, of course, the seed beds and how they're managed. So you can actually look at the screen and hear people tell how they did their seed beds. You can see pictures from the 20s and 30s of how the seed beds looked and how they evolved to now. Of course, we don't use seed beds at all, but it's just like kind of like a look back in the past on how it was done, and you get to hear people that actually did it, which is, just amazing that we have that technology now.
Well, you are doing a wonderful job, and we are greatly appreciative of your efforts. And you said something about you got a surprise the other day. Well, we have a little surprise. And you're a grandmother, right?
Yes, I am.
You want to talk about that?
Yes, I am.
Are you going to give her that?
No, we're not actually. You bought right into it.
I thought that was...
Congratulations, grandmother.
Thank you.
But you were such a prop today, and
a prop.
Yeah, this really doesn't go to you.
Who does?
Folks, today is Michelle is leaving us, and she's leaving us, and this probably will be.
I'm not going very far.
No, you're going to work with Anderson Brothers Bank.
I am.
And we're extraordinarily happy for you.
Thank you.
You have been a bright spot here, and we're going to miss you terribly. But,
I'm going to miss you, but I'm not going far. I'll still be involved with the chamber, and I'll be on the Chamber Foundation board, and you're going to hear lots more coming, exciting news coming out about the foundation in the next few years. So
Well,
Just down the block.
You will do a great job for them and with them. But they've got such a great team there.
Yes, they do.
And so, I hope you're going to have a desk. There were some questions whether you're even going to have an office. But we wanted to, you're going to climb that ladder, and I thought that it would be so appropriate to get you a little climbing
Well,
plan.
thank you. And he told me it was for Rhonda when he brought it in. That's why I was handing it to her.
So never trust a man. So from us in the
Thank
City of
you.
Mullins
Thank
to
you.
you, and I would love to hug you, but we'll bump
Bump
elbows.
elbows.
So-
Thank you
You know what
both.
this means?
Thank you.
You're gonna have to have a new co-host.
Yeah, I am. Well, I hope I'll have a job in another 2 months because we have an election coming up. But I see that fickle finger of fate up in there again, so I guess it's time to wrap this thing up. So with congratulations and
Thank you. And thank you all for tuning in. And it's been a wild ride, sometimes a roller coaster, sometimes a Sunday drive on a country road, but it's been great. So
well, as they say in show business, break a leg.
thank you.
And let's all just take a look at the camera and say, we'll see you back on the flip side. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you in October.